before starting any conversation, I would like to have your observation, dear participants. You have to observe whatever I'm showing you, and then we will discuss and proceed our classroom management skills. So I'm showing you some pictures. You have to have a look on these pictures, and then on the basis of these pictures, you have given me your observations. So this is first picture you are seeing on your screen. So are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from this picture, what observation are you getting? What is happening here? Any one of you may reply. What is happening here in this classroom?
Few children seems to be lethargic. Few playing with the paper. One is busy in their own mobile world. So the classroom seems to be unbalanced kind of a thing. The teacher is there and nobody is paying attention to him.
Okay, very nice. In the next second pic, what is happening in the class? Any one of you? Except Shraddha. Iti Sharma, Asha Saini, any one of you could respond in the second pic. What is happening here?
The classroom is beyond control of teacher and it's totally unmanaged things.
Okay, what is going on in classroom? Teacher is there or not?
Teacher is there and students are playing.
Yes, students are playing. Very nice. And this pic?
The class seems totally uncontrolled.
Uncontrolled. Is it a right word, uncontrolled? Selmi?
Yeah, because standing on the desk and the teacher is there and throwing some kind of stone or what, and another child is running away.
And what the teacher is doing? Mona.
The teacher seems to be banging his head.
Okay. And in this pic? Anyone of you? I am waiting for your responses. I want to have your observation on these pics and then we will discuss.
It is looking like the last day of school. Children are very happy and they are enjoying.
They are enjoying. So in this pic, is there any difference between previous pics and in this pic, or they are same, or what your observation says about all those pics you have seen earlier and this pic?
This pic, there is no adult. Teacher is not there in the pic.
Very nice. So the one difference you have told me that here teacher is not present in the classroom. So is it a managed class, controlled class, or what do you say? Here?
Yes,
Vivek, would you? Parul, yes, please.
Yes, students are willing to answer the question being asked, and the another person is not interested. One of the students either not feel well,
interested, or something else.
Yeah, something else, some problem.
Maybe the child is sick.
Yes, maybe the child is sick, not feeling well.
Any other observation? Not from
Most of
you,
the
other
kids seem to
participants
be
may also
responsive.
add.
Majority of the kids seem to be
Hmm?
responsive.
Hmm.
And one is sleeping probably because he's sick, because all the others are responding.
So, how could you say that he or she is sick? That's why he is sleeping.
Usually, ma'am, it happens in the class when we see the majority are attentive and responding. One is not responding, or maybe he or she is not, attentive. Usually there is a problem. Either he has not slept through the night, either he has not eaten well in the morning.
So the problem could be at the end of a student, or problem could be the end of a teacher.
Might be with the student.
Since it is only one child, so there might be an issue with the student. If there were many in number, then probably issue with the teacher.
I agree.
Okay. So from your all the observations from first pic to last pic, here you can see there is a classroom pic, and someone of you have that teacher is there, and students are doing something different activities. One is playing with mobile, one is playing with aeroplane, one is sleeping, like this observation. And in this second picture, the same observation that teacher is not there, but the students are somebody is.
Ma'am, your voice is not connected.
On table and they are playing, they are enjoying, but teacher is not there. As you said,
Ma'am, you are not audible. You are mute, ma'am. Please unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am.
okay, okay. And my screen is visible
Yes,
or
ma'am.
not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying in our last pic, we could have different kinds of observations, and we could say, somebody could say that the particular
Ma'am,
student is
your
having
PPT
some
is not
issue,
visible.
or
Ma'am, your PPT is not visible. Only you visible.
not visible. So okay, I will share my screen again. Now it is visible.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So from previous slide to this slide, whatever the pictures we were seeing here, we could have different kind of observations, but we could understand one thing, that there is some issue in the classroom, whether it is related to student participation, whether it is related to the teacher is present in the class, still the classroom is out of control. So during this session, what we will discuss about what is classroom management, and what is the need of classroom management, what are classroom management skills, and what are the principles of classroom management, and what is the role of a teacher in classroom management. So all these points will be discussed during this session. So first, we will discuss about classroom management. What is classroom management and what is the need of classroom management? So from the pictures which I have shown to you, maybe you have an idea that why we require classroom management. So before going to that, we will discuss classroom management. So any one of you could please reply that what do you mean by classroom management? When we say that classroom management, what is the term says itself, classroom management? Any one of you? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. When students get 100% involved in the teaching learning process, they are actively participating with us.
Okay. Anyone else? So when we say classroom management, so classroom management basically, what is the main motive of classroom management? Actually, when we say classroom management, then we talk about the wide variety of skills and techniques that as a teacher we use in our classroom to keep our students more active, more attentive, more focused, and organized. Whatever the things we are doing in the classroom, if we are giving some instructions, if we are going to teach them, and we have some plan. So whatever the techniques and skills a teacher use to keep all the things on track, that is known as classroom management. We could not say only, as you say, someone of you say about participation, or I think one more terminology you have used. So definitely we have to do all the things, but for that particular participation, particular organization, we will require some skills and techniques. Only with the help of that, we could manage our class in a proper way so that the maximum learning could occur. So the main motive of classroom management is not to only control, we should not use control word, not to only manage the classroom situation, but the main focus is about our learners. Whatever they are learning, their learning should be at the maximum rate. So how it could be? It could be with different techniques or skills which as a teacher you have to use to be on track. So there are different kinds of definitions given by different people, like somebody has given, I have mentioned here, so I am moving forward. I will not discuss that definition, but basically to keep the things on track in classroom, whether you are giving some instructions or whether you are going to do some demonstration or anything you are doing in the classroom, but it should be well organized in terms of techniques, whatever techniques you are going to use, whatever skills you are going to use to do that demonstration, to describe something, to have some activity in your classroom. So the things will be on track and the learners will learn maximum from that, whatever you are going to show them, whatever you are going to discuss them. This is our main focus point. Our main focus is that their learning should be maximum. So to increase their learning, whatever we are using skills and techniques, it comes under classroom management. So first thing comes in our mind that why this classroom management requires. From those pics, you come to know that their teacher was there, but some problems were there. That's why students were not taking interest in the classroom. Teacher is there, but they are not taking interest. They are not listening to their teacher. In one pic, there was a teacher who is sitting on the chair and the students are near around that teacher. So why it is happening? Because there are some things are lacking, whether it is skills or techniques that the teacher is not using to manage the class. So what is the need of classroom management? First important need of classroom management is to maintain and create a safe, healthy and positive classroom environment. So whenever we talk about classroom management and whenever we talk about that there should be more participation, as someone of you said that there should be active participation and learners should learn through engagement. So how it will happen? It will happen when we will have that kind of environment where they can feel safe, where they can feel positive. So to create that safe, healthy and positive classroom environment, we will require classroom management. Without classroom management, we will not be able to maintain this environment. We will not be able to create this environment in our classroom. What is positive classroom environment? Anyone of you? Positive classroom environment. When we say positive classroom environment, there are many things when we say positive classroom environment. So environment, if we talk about classroom environment, what kind of things it possess? My simple question is to you that when we say classroom environment and when we say positive classroom environment, so what are the things comes in your mind? You just tell me, then I will let you know that what is actually positive classroom environment. Anyone of you?
The environment could be stimulating for the child, motivating the child to participate rather than pulling the child down or pointing out his mistakes all the time. We should stimulate and motivate them.
Students are free to express their views, whether it is right or wrong. They can easily express their views.
Right. Apart from this, because we are talking about classroom environment, so it will have certain kind of criteria which will fall under this classroom environment. On the basis of right, you are absolutely right that it will come under positive classroom environment. When we have given freedom to express their views, yes, it will come under positive classroom environment. But when we talk about a positive classroom environment, it also involves some physical type of environment. Physical environment, what do you mean by physical environment? Anyone of you?
Physical environment includes things which can be seen, touched, experienced.
So what will come under this environment? When we talk about
well-lighted rooms, classrooms, or proper ventilation, sitting arrangements that is comfortable.
Yes, exactly. So when we talk about a positive classroom environment, so it comes to whatever infrastructure we are having in our classroom. Like I think Shraddha is responding. So Shraddha is saying that whatever sitting arrangement is there, proper ventilation, light, and whatever kind of resources you are having in your classroom, they are proper or not. Sometimes it happens that your student's strength is, for an example, your classroom is very small type of classroom and you have a strength of 50 or 100 students. So proper sitting arrangement is not there. So when students are coming to your school and they are attending your classes in that small room, which have only capacity of 30 or 40 or 50 students, but you are having a strength of 100 students. Can you imagine what will happen when all the students will come to your class? So definitely they will not be able to sit properly in your class. They will stand outside the classroom, or this kind of things will create not create a positive environment. Positive environment will be created only when the proper sitting arrangement will be there. If your student strength is 30 and you have arrangement of 32 or 35 students, it is okay. But if you have 100 students in your classroom and you have sitting arrangement for only 30 or 50 or 60 students, then there will be mismanagement. Students will not be able to sit properly, and they will create problem to your classroom. So a safe, healthy and positive classroom environment, for this classroom management is required. So these are the some examples. We can have different examples, like if you don't have proper blackboard in your classroom. So students, whenever you are writing on the blackboard, students will not be able to see it properly. Blackboard is of not proper size. And suppose if resources not available in your classroom, like if you want to demonstrate something, and you have planned that you will do this kind of activities in your classroom, so you have to check all those things. Although you have to check in your school premises or institution whether these facilities are available or not. But when we talk about positive classroom environment, so it comes from various things. So not only the behavior of teacher, not only the student teacher relationship, but physical environment also included in this. So for all these things, whenever you want to create and maintain safe, healthy, and positive classroom environment, so you will require classroom management. Without that, it will not be possible. Next is to manage classroom time effectively. Suppose, as you all know, that we have different time limits for your subject. If you are subject teacher of maths or physics or chemistry or English or any other subject, then we all have different subjects, but we have some time limits, and we have to manage our classroom time. So if you suppose, if you have 60-minute periods, and if you are going to deliver a particular topic or content, whatever you have in your mind, that you have planned that you are going to discuss. Suppose in mathematics, you are going to discuss about adding or multiplication or any other complex topic, and you are going to your classroom, and you are knowing that you are having 60 minutes or 45 minutes. I don't know what kind of time management is following a particular school, but generally it happens 40 minutes period or 45 minutes period, or somewhere it is 60 minutes, it could be. But usually we should have a short span of time, like 30 minutes or 35 or 40 minutes period. So that is ideally right situation. So for this classroom time, we have a time limit for our school also. Like school premises, what is the timing we generally follow? Somewhere it is 7 to 1. I think I'm saying right. 7 to 1 or 8, like this we follow in our school system. And in our university system, we follow different. Like in my university, we are following 9:30 to 5:30. Somewhere it is 10 to 5:30. So we have time or college time, but apart from this, as a teacher, we have our classroom time, right? So as a teacher, please do yourself. Somebody is Mohammad, please. So as a teacher, we all have, apart from that school timing, we all have classroom timing. So to manage classroom time effectively, we require classroom management. Why we require it? Anyone could reply, because I have discussed it. Classroom time. Suppose you have 40 minutes in your hand, and you have planned to discuss something in your classroom. Suppose today I have 1 hour in my hand, and I have planned to discuss the particular topic with you. So I have to, because we are meeting here online, but it could be online or offline, but we have to manage our classroom time effectively, so that whatever objective you have decided, that after this session, whatever things will be delivered to you, whatever you will learn, that time could be managed, that kind could be managed effectively. For that, classroom management skill is required. Without that, you could not be able to do it. How much time you will give to the introduction of that topic, how much time you will go to give to particular content, presentation, or whatever things you have decided, then you have to have this classroom time management. So for this, classroom management is essential. Next is to manage classroom resources effectively. So whatever resources you have in your classroom, if you don't have classroom management, then you will not be able to use those resources effectively. Suppose if you have a smart board in your classroom, but you don't have that management skill, that where to use, when to use, how to use it. So resources may be there, but you could not be able to use them effectively. For this, classroom management skills and classroom management is required. Suppose today I am going to teach, suppose as a teacher, if I'm going to the classroom and I'm going to teach them, suppose I am a geography teacher and I'm going to teach them some um, international kind of, I think, transportation. If I want to teach them transportation, where it happens and how it happens. So in that case, I could use that smart board in my classroom. But before that, I should have the techniques and skills that when and where I have to use and how I have to use it. So suppose I could have some video, so I can use that video, and I could be able to show them that videos, that how it happens, because I could not uh, I could not go with my student to visit some places at international level, but I definitely I could make them understand, or as a chemistry teacher, if I want to show them that how glass is manufactured in industry, so I can show them some video. So with the help of that, they could come to understand the processing of this glass industry. So somewhere you have to have this classroom management skills, otherwise you will not be able to use the resources effectively. Either they are present in your institution or not. So sometimes it happens that we don't know that we have resources, and we want to show them. Suppose my students are in that classroom where I require to show them something where they cannot visit. So as a teacher, I should have this management skill, that where and how I can manage it. If the resources are available in my institution, so I should be aware about those resources, and when and where I can use them, I should be equipped with that also. Because resources are there, and if I'm not able to use them, then it will not be the perfect use of resources available in my institution. So we all should have all the list. Suppose as a chemistry teacher, if I want to do some experimentation, and if I don't know that whether these reagents or mixtures or these instruments are available in my institution or not, then definitely maybe it is there, but I am not aware. And if it is aware, then I am not aware how to use it, where to use it, then definitely this could create some problem. So for this, classroom management skills is required. Next is, as I said, that our main motive is that our learner should learn at the maximum level. Our focus is that, and for that, we have to do so many things in our classrooms. Sometimes we have to go for proper sitting arrangement. If there are some issues with sitting arrangement, then we have to manage that. Sometimes if suppose in my school everything is fine, but some sound is coming continuously coming outside, then I could I have to manage that also. Sometimes I have to make a specific sitting arrangement for sub particular activities, because in our classroom we don't have that round shape sitting arrangement. Sometimes you could create it on your own, like if you are giving some collaborative work and you want to sit them in a group, so you can make a round shape sitting arrangement for your that particular class. So like this, you have to manage so many things in your classroom for their optimum learning. So sometimes you have to create groups, sometimes you have create pairs, sometimes you have create 4 to 5 groups. There you have to take this kind of thing in your mind, that whenever you are creating groups, there should be if there is pairing, they can pair with their nearby sitting student, or sometimes you can pair one student from particular intelligent group and others are from different intelligent group, or you can pair groups like that with different kinds of as we know that we have diverse group of learners, so they have different kind of learning styles. So you can create a group, homogeneous group, heterogeneous group. So you can create heterogeneous group where they have the ability in different kind of activities. Somebody is good at writing, somebody is good at explaining. So like this, as a teacher, you have to have this management skill, that how you are going to, if you are, suppose if you are going to create group, I'm giving an example. For this you should have management skill, that how the group will be created. You cannot create a group of same kind of learning style or same kind of intelligence. Like in simple way, if I say that there should be 4 people in group, among them one should be that kind of person who knows better than others, so that particular student, one student can help these 3 students to understand that concept or anything, whatever you are going to teach in your classroom or whatever you have taught in your classroom. Like this, we have to take care about the minor things, that whenever we are creating groups, they should have this kind of heterogeneity. They should not be homogeneous. And next is sound behavior management to avoid classroom indiscipline, that we are seeing in the pictures, that students were doing somebody is playing with the aeroplane, teacher is there, but they are doing it. So why it was happening there? Because there are some problem with that classroom management, with the classroom management of that teacher. Maybe that teacher don't have that classroom management skills. So if something is happening in your classroom and you are there, either you are there or not there, there is no question. But if you are there in the classroom and something is happening, whatever happening in those four to five pics which I have shown you, it means definitely the teacher have some classroom management skill issues. You could say that one student was not attentive, but still why that particular student is not attentive, it is the duty of the teacher to look out it. Am I right or wrong? Suppose you have 50 students in your classroom and 49 out of 49 is taking part in your classroom seriously. They are responding, they want to participate, but one student is sleeping on the dais. Then definitely the question comes to you, not to that student, why it is happening. So you as a teacher, you have to, I will discuss why I am saying this thing, that that particular child, yes, it could be that the particular child may be sick, that particular child may have some problem, but if you are in the classroom, then definitely it will go to your account, not to that student's account, that that particular student is having some issue. Why? Because as a teacher, you should have that management skill, that if a particular student is having issue, then you have to resolve it. So for sound behavior management and to avoid classroom undiscipline, we require classroom management. And for that, we require classroom management skills. And to successfully engage students, as somebody of you saying that for active participation, engagement, we require classroom management skills. So if we are planning something, or if we are teaching in general in our classroom, then we should give more chances that they could actively participate, they could actively engage in your classroom, and their learning could be at maximum level. We can optimize their learning at maximum level. And if something is not going according to our plan, if I have planned something, if I'm doing my best, I'm trying my best, and something is not going on track, then to get back on track, we require classroom management. So suppose if I have planned something, every day we go to the classroom. So as a teacher, I must say that we should always have a plan, and we should always prepare for our class. Sometimes it happens that we see that some teachers, they don't plan and they enter in the classroom without any planning. So what happens, these kind of issues will happen, that the students, definitely student will not take care of that particular teacher, whether he or she is in the class or not. So this kind of pictures, whatever I have shown, it could be in real world also. So for as a teacher, what we should do, we should have always a plan, and with that plan we should go to our classroom, and in that classroom we should execute that plan with this classroom management skills. So whenever we will plan and we will go, sometimes it may happen that some kind of situation will come to you, but as a teacher, you have to manage all those situations, whether one student is creating that problem or multiple students are creating that problem. So as a teacher, you have to come to know that why it is happening, and you are the one who will resolve that problem because it is related to your classroom. So for that thing, you should have classroom management skills. So for creating and maintaining safe and healthy positive classroom environment, we need classroom management. To manage classroom time effectively, we need classroom management. To manage classroom resources, we need it. For managing in discipline, we need it. For engagement of the students, we need it. And whatever is going on wrong track to come back to the right track, we need it. So classroom management we require at each and every step of our class, wherever we are going to teach anything, any subject or any skill. So what are classroom management skills? Any one of you? Classroom management skills किसको बोलेंगे? Am I audible? Shimla, Sylvie, Shraddha, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what do you mean by this classroom management skills? And what are those skills? And you just tell me, what do you mean by classroom management skills?
Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Neha, you are audible.
According to me, classroom management skills are those skills through which we can manage our classroom very effectively and very properly in an organized way. Like communication is one of the most important classroom management skill through which we can communicate easily and effectively with all students. Not only those students who are sitting in front of the teacher, but also backbenchers. So communication is one of the important skill. Another thing, a teacher should have a skill to not only teach the students, but also
okay, very nice.
Not
Very nice.
subjective teaching, but also some practical knowledge.
Okay, thank you, Neha. So as Neha was describing classroom management skills, so these are the skills which as a teacher we prefer to create and maintain positive, conducive, productive learning environment. So in our classroom as a teacher, whatever skills I prefer to create and maintain positive, conducive, productive learning environment is my classroom management skills. And for effective classroom management skills, what are the essential things that my students should have? The flexibility, they should have the freedom to express themselves, they should have active participation, and they should not misbehave in my classroom. So for all these things, as a teacher, whatever skills I prefer to create that particular environment which I talked about earlier, that conducive, productive and positive learning environment, that is classroom management skills. And one skill Neha talked about, that is communication skill. You are absolutely right that we require this communication skills. So what kind of classroom management skills we can divide it in 4 types. Like first is organizational skills, second is instructional skills, third is interpersonal skills, and fourth is classroom discipline skills. So first, when we talk about organizational skills, so organizational skills, what do you mean by? Whatever she was talking about, when we go to the classroom, before going to that, we plan something, we organized something, like we will suppose that today I'm going to teach this topic of physics, and I will organize this topic in this way, that I will give classroom time management is also there, that I will give 3 minutes to introduction, then I will ask the questions to students, then I will do demonstration, or I will organize some activity like this. I have some plan. So planning and organizing comes in this organizational skill, and under this planning and organizational skill, the classroom environment is also there, and classroom time is also there, and resources are also there, how I will utilize the resources, available resources, how I will use the classroom time properly, how I will organize my classroom environment. Suppose if I have to conduct some group activity, and I require that there should be round table type of sitting arrangement, so I will create that. So how much time I will spend on it. So I like this in during organization, planning and organization, whatever the skills I will require, that will come under this organizational skills. So for creating positive learning environment, whatever I will do, for that I will require this organizational skills. Like I have to take care about the blackboard, sitting arrangement, physical environment, and I have to establish classroom routines also. Like if I am a maths teacher and I have fifth period after the interval session, then I have to create some routines and rules for my classroom that I have to deliver to my students. That suppose my class, as I said, that after interval it happens. So I have to create some rules, and how I will create those rules, as a good manager, I should create my rules and routines with the help of students only. Suppose if I want to create this fifth period rules, and as a maths teacher or a physics teacher, which I have fifth number, my period is, and I want to create some rules and routines for my fifth period, which I have in my this, I could have different classes. So if I going to create any rules and routines for my classroom, then I should always involve my students. That okay, what we should do, that every day you come after interval, and we get late, our class start late, or I think that some of you are busy in somewhere, and you didn't reach in my class at a particular time. So what we should do, so we should always involve our students when we are creating rules and routines. So like this, with the help of the students, you could create rules and routines. So it will come under organizational skills, how you are organizing your classroom. So how you are planning that, suppose after interval you have your class, so how much time you will give to attendance also. So you could create this rules and routines, like you, with the help of your students, so they may be the participant whenever you are creating it, rather than creating it on your own. Give them the chance to participate in that, and you could listen their ideas and views, and you can intervene if you feel that they are going on wrong track. So like this, with the help of students, you could create rules and routine, that whenever the interval will be over, within 1 minute you can manage your students, and within 1 minute they will be there. Or you could say that at the end of the class, when the class will be over, you could charge to particular one student, that at the end of the class, suppose his or her name is Sita, Reena, or anyone, so you could give the charge to that particular student, whom you are thinking that particular student is coming late regularly after interval in your classroom. Like this, you have to create rules and routines with the help of the students, and you can organize your classroom time well. So this is organizational skills. Second is instructional skills. Instructional skills, when we talk about, management skills and we talk about instructional skills. So what it involves whatever teaching strategies and techniques you are using to deliver your content or subject to promote students learning, that will come under this instructional skills. So for transacting your content in your classroom, whatever teaching strategies and techniques you use to engage students for promoting their learning, it will come instructional skills. And in this skill, you can design multiple things to deliver your lesson effectively, and you can give them feedback. It will also come instructional skills. Whenever they are responding, you should always give them feedback that okay, it's good, it's correct response, you tried well. Like this, you should always give them feedback, and you should have those feedback techniques, whether it is online or offline, because there are online different online apps and softwares which you could use, or in offline mode you can also give them feedback. So feedback will also come instructional skills. So how to give feedback, you should know. So you should have that skills, that how to give feedback, how to say to your students that they have responded correctly or they need some improvement, whatever they are saying or responding. So whatever kind of things you are doing for instructions, whatever kind of strategies, techniques, skills, resources, how to use that, how to utilize that, that will come under instructional skills. So for classroom management, you will also require this. Next is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills involves we say that we require positive environment. So from where it comes, suppose if I don't have a good relationship with my student, that it will not be able to create positive environment in my classroom. And we were talking about that we should give freedom to our student to express their ideas. So if I don't give them that freedom that they can express their views, ideas, it means I don't have interpersonal skills. So as a teacher, you should always develop positive relationship with your students in terms of how whatever they are communicating, you should listen properly. So you should have listening skills. Whatever you are communicating to them or to their parents or to stakeholders, you should have proper communication skills. So it will come under interpersonal skills, whatever Neha has talked about, that we should communicate properly. So how to communicate, we should, as a teacher, we should have those skills also, how to communicate. Suppose if I'm going to teach students where they are from Hindi background, they don't know English, then definitely I should be able to deliver my things in Hindi language only. And according to national education policy, we are much focused about multilingualism. So before that, this national education policy, we were more focused on English. But right now it is not like that case. Wherever you feel that your students are more comfortable with Hindi, go with Hindi. And wherever you feel they are okay with comfortable with English, go with English. Like this, you should try whatever you are communicating with your students, you should try proper communication should be there. Your things should be clear and concise. Suppose if I'm giving some instruction to my students, so it should be sweet and clear to them so that they can understand. Like if I say put down your bags, or you have to bring your notebook every day. So it should be clear to them. There should be no misunderstanding between me and my students. So my communication should be very clear. So interpersonal skills also involve this, how we communicate, and listening skills. And if my students having some conflicts, these conflicts should be in between my students about the subjects. So I should have conflict resolution skills also. So like interpersonal skills, it comes under interpersonal skills. So communication skills, listening skills, and this conflict resolution skills, and building trust. This also comes in this interpersonal skills. And respect, how to respect your teachers, how to respect your parents. If I want to have this kind of things from my student, then I have to teach them. I have to first I have to follow it on my own. So as a teacher, you all know that we are the role models of our students. So if I'm not coming on time in my classroom, then I could not say or expect to my students that they will come at time in my classroom. So before wanting anything, you have to have that thing in yourself. So interpersonal skills, this skill also comes in it. So whether it is how you can how you can build trust among your students, you know better than me. Because if suppose if I'm saying something to them that tomorrow I will do it for you, or I will give a 5-minute break, or I will bring this thing to you, or whatever I am saying to them, I have to follow that. Otherwise they will not trust me. Suppose one time I do it, second time I do it, so whatever you will say, they will not trust it. So building trust is also this interpersonal skill. It comes under interpersonal skills. So you should know how to build a trust, so that they can trust others, they can trust you, and they can be the example for others also. And next is classroom discipline skill. This is skill, how to maintain appropriate classroom behavior. This skill is classroom discipline skill. So you should know that as I told you earlier, that whatever rules or routines you are establishing, that you should always involve your students. Whatever rules and routines you are going to establish for your classroom, and when you will involve them, then definitely there will be discipline class. Rather than you will create and you will impose everything on them, then they will not follow that. But when you are involving them, then definitely it will be helpful to manage your class in better way, and they will be disciplined. So how to create and maintain that appropriate classroom behavior, it will come under this classroom management skills. And whatever strategies you will adopt to do that, like you can sometimes you can give them that kind of information that if you will not follow this, then it will happen. And sometimes you can enforce their positive behavior. Sometimes some student is very sincere, very punctual. You can give some reward or feedback to that particular student in front of others, so that other students could learn from that. Like this, these are classroom discipline skills which you can use to maintain a discipline class. So I must say that as a teacher, you should always be as a democratic teacher, not authoritarian or autocratic. So democratic is the best way, where you have this kind of freedom, that you will invite your students to listen them, to incorporate, you will incorporate their ideas. They will have faith in you, that whenever you will go to your teacher, he or she must listen to you. And they will feel that they are also the part of this class, they are the member of this school or particular classroom. Like this, they will cooperate whatever the discipline you want to maintain in your classroom, whatever kind of management you want to have in your classroom. If you are a democratic type of leader in your classroom. When you become autocratic, that no, you have to do this, you have to do that, and you are the one who will decide the routines and rules for your classroom, and they have to follow, then definitely there will be some issues. So like this, you should have some organizational skills, you should have instructional skills, what kind of strategies, techniques you have to adopt during your classroom teaching, and interpersonal skills, how you have to communicate, where you have to communicate, and how you can build a trust and good relationship with your students, and classroom discipline skills. So these are the four core skills which comes under classroom management skills. And under these skills, there are various things which I have discussed. And there are certain principles of classroom management. What are those principles? Like principle of clarity and mastery over content. So as a teacher, you should be clear on whatever the content, whatever the subject teacher you are, you have the mastery over the content. By having mastery over the content, your classroom management will be good. Your student will be interested in your classroom, you, because you are the master of your subject, so they can have this they can have this impression that whatever you are going to teach in your classroom, you have clarity and you are the master over the content. So they will be interested in classroom or themselves, because uh, your when you are master on your subject and you are delivering, because there are certain skills, instructional skills, and you are delivering that content in a proper way, then definitely they will be interested in your classroom. Second is principle of involvement. When you have mastery of the content, you should have this knowledge how you will involve them in your classroom, how they could be the active participant in your classroom, whether you are teaching physics, chemistry, physics, maths, any subject you are teaching. Apart from this mastery of over the content, you should know how you can engage them in your classroom. So don't go for this lecture method. You could try different methods, like there are certain other methods, cooperative learning strategies are there, and among them there are different kind of strategies. You can use that, or different other platforms. We have different apps, different teaching methods, so you can use, like somewhere you can use according to the nature of your content, you can use strategy. So don't go for a single strategy for all subjects, all content. So somewhere you can use concept mapping, somewhere mind mapping, somewhere collaborative type of thing, somewhere cooperative learning type of thing, so you can use it. Next is principle of democratic behavior. As I earlier discussed that you should be at democratic side only. So this is the only way that your classroom will be properly managed. So go for democratic behavior. Principle of flexibility, I have already discussed that you should be flexible to take their ideas, to give your ideas, to listen them, to incorporate their ideas in your classroom. You are not, you are a teacher, you are not the master of that class. Your students could also give some good ideas, so you should accept that. Sometimes they are asking questions, you should listen them carefully, and you should respond to them. Like this, principle of flexibility should be there. And principle of personal attributes, I already discussed that as a teacher you are the role model, so whatever you are going to do, definitely they will follow it. So if you are coming late, you could not expect to them to be on time in your classroom. So as a teacher, you should have principle of personal attributes. And as a teacher, you are in different roles. Sometimes you have to establish rapport, so you are as a rapport builder. Sometimes you have to observe their behaviors, like in one student is sleeping on the desk, so you have to observe the things, why it is happening in my class, why that particular student is sleeping. So try to understand the reason behind his or her behavior. Maybe he or she is sick, maybe he or she is not interested, maybe he or she has some problem at their home. So you have to be an observer in your classroom, planner. According to your observation, you have to plan how you can resolve it, how you could make that a student attentive in your classroom, even if he or she was sleeping in your class. So like this, and you have to be in role of an organizer, as I told you, and as a manager. Yes, as a teacher, we are always in the role of a manager. We manage so many things, and every day as a teacher, you have to go through different kind of situation. You could not say that today whatever situation is, next day will come the same situation. It will come in different ways. So as a manager, you have to manage every situation in your classroom. As a leader, yes, as a leader, you are there, you lead the class, but don't forget that flexibility. So as a leader, you should always listen to your students, and you should always give them chance to participate whatever you are going to discuss or whatever they want from you. And as a motivator, you are there. As assessor, you assess your students progress. You are always there from whether it is formal or informal classroom. or whether it is formative or summative assessment, you are there as an assessor. Diagnostician, you diagnose the problem as a you know that as a doctor diagnose the problem, you diagnose the problem of the student. And as a counselor, you are also there. If somebody is having some issue, your observation says that that particular student is having issue with his or her parents, then as a counselor, you are also there. You have to counsel your student that how he or she should go, and sometimes you have to counsel their parents also. So parents teacher meeting is part of that you counsel their parents, or sometimes you have to counsel the students also. So like this, we have discussed what is classroom management, and that classroom management, what kind of classroom management skills we require, and what are the principles of classroom management, and what is the role of a teacher in classroom management. So hopefully I have tried my best to make you clear about classroom management. So for classroom management, there are four different kind of skills which we have discussed, whether it is organizational skills, interpersonal skills, and other discipline skills, classroom discipline skills. So all these things require all the activities or things which I have discussed, whether it is physical environment or instructional things, or discipline kind of things. So you have to be a democratic teacher. I must say that if you want to have a perfect classroom management, go for democratic side. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Anyone have a question? Manjari Agrawal. What to do with such student? Ma'am, Manjari Agrawal is asking something. As in the college, some students come for attendance only. What to do with such a student?
Attendance shortage problem.
All. Okay, she is asking that as a college, some students come only attendance.
Okay,
What to do
then
with such student?
definitely then it is problem at your side, not their side. Why they are not coming to attending your class? So make your classroom that much different and attractive that they can come to learn from new things from you, because we are living in this era that we have Google. So everything is on Google. We have so much learning material on Google and other things. So whatever apart from that Google, if you could deliver in your class, definitely they will come to attend your class. And if you are not delivering them up to that level, up to the above level of Google, then definitely they will come for attendance only. So my humble request to you that think on your side.
Yes, ma'am. Another question she is also asked. Can you see the chat box, ma'am?
Okay, I'm just stop sharing, then I will be able to see.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I will see the chat box. Yes. You have, okay, as in college, they always keep disturbing class and don't involve in the lecture. Despite of all efforts, they do such behavior. So you are the one who is, Manjari, you are the one who is asking this question again. So whatever I have responded, I think you should learn from that, my response, that you just observe why it is happening. And as per my observation, somewhere is issue at your end, not their end. Because they are just, you just imagine this thing, that why they are coming for attendance only, because in your class there is nothing new for them. So try to give something new in your classroom, whatever the topic you are going to deliver. You have to give some new things to them, then definitely they will come to you. They have made that perception that this ma'am will not deliver any new thing, so they are doing like this. It's my observation. Any other question?
Yes, anyone? I think all is clear, ma'am. Thank you, classroom environment. Who's saying something? Parul Vatia, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing the views of classroom management being teacher. It is have to maintain the healthy classroom. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Parul. If we go,
Thank you,
okay,
dear participant. I must say, because I am going through this chat box, they have sent positive remarks for me. So thank you, dear participants, for your positive remarks and appreciation. Thank you so much. And I don't think that they have some more questions, because they are just giving feedback. Excellent session, and thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Mona, Arya, Slimy, Mary, thank you all. Thank you for your positive responses.
okay, all of one, can you open their camera? Actually, we take a screenshot of this slide. Yes, 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 yes. If anyone want to express their views regarding this conference, they can speak. Anyone of कोई भी मतलब अगर जो कुछ अच्छा लगा है, कुछ कहना चाहता है, तो they can speak. Yes, anyone? Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Namaskar.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. Bye, ma'am. Bye.
Bye bye.